Hi, welcome to the class. Today we do one last topic of chapter electric potential, where we are going to do first we'll solve this numerical which is based on electric potential energy. The topic was discussed in the last class and this is the numerical which we are going to do in order to understand the topic better. So here we have a question which says that 3-point charges Q1 25 microcoulomb, Q2 50 microcoulomb and Q3 100 microcoulomb are kept at corners A, B and C respectively of an equilateral triangle ABC. So we have one equilateral triangle ABC. Charges are kept like this. This is Q1 which is 25 microcoulomb. This is Q2 which is 50 microcoulomb. Then you have Q3 which is 100 microcoulomb. And the sides are given 7.5 meters. So it is an equilateral triangle, all the sides would be equal. Now calculate the electrostatic potential energy of the system. So we have to calculate the electrostatic potential energy of the system, which is U. Now as I told you earlier that whenever you want to calculate this electrostatic potential energy, we will calculate work. Okay. So imagine that these three charges are kept at infinity. Q1, Q2 and Q3 are kept at infinity. Now, first of all, we bring Q1 from infinity at A. So now you can see, since there is no charge here when we are bringing this Q1 from infinity to point A, so obviously there is no potential here. There is no potential here under which I am bringing this Q1. So since no potential there, so I know that V is equals to W upon Q. So obviously W is equals to V into Q. Now since for this first charge there is no potential, there will be no work. So the value of W1 in carrying charge Q1 from infinity to point A would be 0 Joule. Now W2, bringing this Q2 at B from infinity. So how much work would be done? So according to this, work would be V into Q. Whose V? Whose potential? Potential of this charge at A. So, and potential due to a single charge is given by 1 upon 4 pi epsilon Q upon R. 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q. What is the Q? Q1. How much? 25 microcoulomb. That is 25 into 10 to the power minus 6 upon distance, which is R. R is how much? 7.5. And then this is the V, and then Q. Which charge you are bringing? You are bringing this Q2. How much is Q2? Q2 is 50 microcoulomb. That is 50 into 10 to the power minus 6. Right? Now, this W2 will be 9 into 10 to the power 9 into 10 to the power minus 6 and 10 to the power minus 6. This will be 10 to the power minus 12. And then this 0 goes there, so it becomes 10 to the power minus 11. So it will be 25 into 5 into 10 to the power minus 11. Now you people are allowed to use the calculator in your board exams, so this can be easily calculated, right? So I'm just telling you how do we calculate it. So 25 into 9, it will be 225, and then 225 into 5. So I have solved it. I'll just write the numbers, but anyway you can calculate it using the calculator also, right? So this is coming out to be, okay. So if I multiply 225 into 9, 25 into 9, 225, and 225 into 5 is 1125. So this would be 1125 into, now guys pay attention, 10 to the power minus 11, and then 10 to the power minus 10 to the power 9 is 10 to the power minus 2 upon 7.5. If you solve this using the calculator, you will be getting 150 into 10 to the power minus 2. If you solve this, you will be getting 1.5 joule. So work done in carrying Q2 charge from infinity up till point B in the potential of charge Q1. So amount of work done will be this one. Similarly, we will do for this charge Q3 charge. So I shall remove this part, but we will remember these answers because we have to give the final answer. Now I am bringing Q3 from infinity. Now Q3 will come under the potential of two charges. One is this charge, another is this charge. Again we will use the same thing. So W3 would be how much? This V would be 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught in the potential of Q1. How much is Q1? 25 microcoulomb into 25 into 10 to the power minus 6 upon R. R is 7.5 into V into Q. Q is Q3. The value of Q3 is 100 coulomb into 100 into 10 to the power minus 6. Then plus. Next will be the potential of this charge. So again V, whose potential 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught. Q2's potential, that is 50 into 10 to the power minus 6 upon R, that is 7.5 into Q3. How much is Q3? 100 into 10 to the power minus 6. Right? Now take common, whatever is coming common. So W3 is obviously 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught is coming common. Then 7.5 will come common. Then 100 into 10 to the power minus 6 will come common. 100 into 10 to the power minus 6 will come common. Then what is left inside? We are left with 25 into 10 to the power minus 6 plus 15 into 10 to the power minus 6. Now if you know how to solve this, you will get the direct answer. 100 into 10 to the power minus 6 is 10 to the power minus 4 and 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught is 9 into 10 to the power 9 into 10 to the power minus 4 upon 7.5 and then 25 into 50 is 75 10 to the power minus 6. Correct? Now if I remove this point, I can write 10 here, 75 goes off. Now look here. 10 to the power this, 10 to the power minus 3 and 10 to the power minus 3 into 10 to the power, okay, this is also there, right. So 10 to the power minus 4, 10 to the power this, minus 10 and this will become 10 to the power 9 and 10 to the power 10. So this whole thing will get cancelled out. So what I am left with is equals to 9 joule. Okay. Now total work done will be W is equals to W1 plus W2 plus W3. So W1 was 0 plus 1.5 joule plus 9 joule. Answer would be 10.5 joule. This is the amount of work done. And whatever amount of work done is there, same amount of potential energy. That is U is equals to 10.5 joule. Answer. So this was a very simple numerical and this way the numericals may come in order to calculate the electric potential energy. Now one more derivation we will do and that derivation is to calculate the potential energy when a dipole is kept in a uniform electric field. So up till now we should understand that what is a dipole and what is a uniform electric field. So the name of the topic is electric potential energy of an electric dipole in an uniform electric field. Right? So we have a uniform electric field. I hope that you understand how to represent the uniform electric field. So in order to represent the uniform electric field, you should always draw the parallel lines like this, right? and I have to keep a dipole here. This is the dipole. Let us say this is plus q. Electric field always in the direction of the positive charge. This is minus q, separated by a distance 2a, and this angle is theta, right? So we have to calculate the electric potential energy. Now guys, you know that potential energy always comes in a particular system when some amount of work is done against some other resistive force, right? So only then this electric potential energy comes into play. Now as I told you, this is an important derivation. So after drawing the diagram, you people should always write an introduction part, that let us consider an electric dipole consisting of two equal and opposite charges plus q and minus q, separated by a distance 2a and kept in a uniform electric field E, right? Now we all know that whenever a dipole is kept in a uniform electric field, what happens with the dipole? The dipole experiences a torque, and that torque we have already studied that it is Pe sin theta. This much is the torque exerted on this dipole by the electric field. Now, when this torque will act, so obviously dipole will try to rotate in some direction. So when it is rotating in this direction, what I did, using my I did some work against this torque. So suppose the torque was moving the dipole in this direction, I did some work against this torque to move the dipole in the other direction. Okay, so basically what is happening, dipole is moving like this, back and forth, back and forth. So it is rotating in this in this direction. Is this clear? So work will be done against what? In this case, against this torque. So a small amount of the work done in rotating the dipole against this torque will be dW is equals to, like we have work done is equals to force into displacement. So this is for linear motion. Right now motion is angular. So it will be work done is equals to tau, in place of force torque will come, and in place of displacement angular displacement will come, which is theta, right? So dW is equals to tau d theta. So dW is equals to tau p sin theta d theta. Now total work done, we always do these kind of things. So in order to calculate the total work done, what I will do? I will integrate it. So when I am integrating it, integration of dW, integration of p sin theta, and then d theta. Now guys, this theta will have different values. So I have started my rotation from theta 1 and I am taking it up to theta 2. So dW, you know that it will be W1, W. PE will come out, then it will be integration of sin theta, d theta, theta 1 to theta 2. Now what will happen? Integration of sin theta is minus cos theta. So W is equals to minus PE, and then in place of sin theta will come cos theta, and this will be theta 1 to theta 2. Now using upper limit minus lower limit, minus PE, it will be cos theta 2 minus cos theta 1, right? This is the work done, and this can be the potential energy. Because amount of work done against the force of torque will become the potential energy. It will be minus Pe cos theta 2 minus cos theta 1. Minus Pe, right? And if you multiply this minus in, it can also become or Pe cos theta 1 minus cos theta 2. So this can be there. Now guys, if I use a small case here, that if my theta 1 is 0, theta 2 is 0, okay, so why I am saying that theta 1 should be 0? Because theta 1 is the position where we started, and look at this, it is sin theta, so it means you started with theta 1, so you want torque to be maximum, so when this torque will be maximum, when this theta 1 will be 90. You getting? So this is a special case which I am using. If at maximum torque is acting, then how much will be theta 1? 90, and then you moved it back against this torque to theta 2. So if theta 1 is 90 degree, and obviously theta 2 can be written now as theta only, because this will become this thing. So if I substitute it here, so u is equals to minus p cos theta 2, so instead of cos theta 2 I can just write cos theta, minus this will become theta 1, so cos 90 is 0, so u is equals to minus p cos theta. That can be one special case, right? Now I am adding some few more special cases to this thing, and that would be looking at this expression. My special case would be, first special case, when theta is equals to 90 degree. So if theta is equals to 90 degree, what will happen then? You put the value of cos 90. So what will come? If theta is 90, u is equals to minus p cos theta. I am using this expression as of now, assuming that we have the single theta, the value of single theta. So if u is equals to minus p cos theta, so obviously if I put theta, so it will be cos 90 will be 0, so potential energy will be 0. So this is the first case. Now in second case, if I assume that theta is equals to 0 degree. Now guys, remember this thing, it's very important. When theta is equals to 0 degree, this is a situation which we call stable equilibrium. We call this situation to be stable equilibrium. So whenever I say that the dipole is kept in a position where it has this stable equilibrium, it is understandable that theta, the value of theta is 0 degree. So if I use this, u will be equal to minus p, because then cos 0 is 1, so this will come. So remember, when it is in stable equilibrium, it has the maximum torque acting on it. Okay. Or you can say minimum torque because this negative sign is there. When theta is equals to 180 degree, then it is unstable. Unstable means theta is the angle between what? Theta is the angle between P and E. Okay. The direction of P is this. The direction of P is this. The direction of P is always from negative charge to positive charge. So if that is the case here, it means P and P are in opposite direction. So that is why it is unstable equilibrium. So u is equals to minus Pe, and then cos 180 will be minus 1. So u is equals to Pe. This is the maximum torque. This is the maximum potential energy, because in this case it is quite unstable, and then maximum potential energy will be stored in this system, right? Now let us do one numerical based on this, a small numerical. So this numerical I have taken from the mind map, which is already put up in the very first video of this unit. So from there I have taken this numerical. So let us very quickly do this question. And this was the last topic, guys, of unit electrostatic and chapter electric potential. So this was the last topic. So I'll read out the question. You can get this mind map in the very first video of unit electrostatics, right? So this question reads out: calculate the amount of work done in rotating a dipole. So you have to calculate the work done in rotating a dipole, and a dipole whose dipole moment is given. So its dipole moment is given 3 into 10 to the power minus 8 coulomb meter, and electric field is given 10 to the power 4 Newton per coulomb. Now they are saying in the question that you have to calculate the work when this dipole is rotated from stable equilibrium to the position of unstable equilibrium. Stable equilibrium to the position of unstable equilibrium. So this is the case, stable equilibrium to the position of unstable equilibrium. So obviously theta will be this theta 1 will be 0 degree. Why? Because they have rotated the dipole from stable equilibrium to the position of unstable equilibrium. So guys, in this question they have not given the angles. I could make out the angles, as I know that stable equilibrium is theta 0 and unstable equilibrium theta is 180. Now among these two you can use any one. So I'll use this one because I need not to then interchange the positions. I can do directly. So U is equals to P. They have asked you to calculate the work. So we know that I can write this as work also, because whatever amount of work will be done, that will become potential energy. PE and then cos theta 1 minus cos theta 2. So now all the values are given. So W is equals to 3 into 10 to the power minus 8 into 10 to the power 4. Then cos theta 1, it will be 1 because theta 1 is 0, minus this will become cos 180, that will be minus 1. W is equals to 3 into 10 to the power minus 4, and then this would be 2. So 3 into 2, 6 into the power minus 4 joule. So this will be the amount of work done. So I hope that you understood these, the very first numerical which we did, and this derivation, and the numerical based on this derivation. Thank you.